How's it going, everybody? We are back again for another Dokkan battle video. And alright, so Super Gogeta is coming within the next couple of days on Global Dokkan, and of course we have to talk about not only just his own banner, but we also got to talk about the upcoming thank you banner, as well as the LR Super Janemba banner. Which banner should you use your stones on? Which banner should you skip? Is it worth summoning at all? And that is what I'm here to talk about today. So without further ado,
let's talk about it.
Alright, so of course we gotta break down the big man himself, LR's Tech Super Gogeta. Now, this unit is definitely within the top 10 best units in the game still, without question. There is no denying that this unit is still absolutely god tier. I'm on pretty much every bit of content in the entire game. Of course, there was the huge debate back when he first released about who is better between the STR Super Vegito and, of course, this guy. Now, me personally, I would say STR Super Vegito is still slightly better, but only because his pure offensive capabilities completely outshine this guy. But don't make no mistake that Super Gogeta is still super broken nonetheless. So please keep that in mind, of course. Now, breaking down the first form of him, which is the tech-based form Goku and Vegeta Angel unit, they lead time limit category and connected hope 3 key and 170% across the board, except for HP, which is 130%. And then here's the main gimmick that they have, right? Attack and defense 120%, reduced damage by 30%, high chance of randomly changing key spears of a certain type to rainbow key spears, and then gain additional 2 key per rainbow key obtained, and then medium chance of launching an additional super attack. What I personally believe would have set this unit apart from STR Super Vegito is, instead of a high chance, which is a 50% chance of changing key spears to rainbow key spears, this should have been guaranteed, I would say. Nonetheless, it's like the whole second half of this unit revolves around gaining extra key via rainbow key spears, and with him only having a 50% chance, it really does hurt this guy on turns where he doesn't turn regular key spears into rainbow key spears. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Now, the main key difference between STR Super Vegito and this guy is their active skill conditions, obviously. Now, Vegito, you can transform turn 4 when you are below 70% HP. With this guy, however, you need to be above 70% HP on turn 4 to then fuse into LR Super Gogeta. Now, obviously, when Gogeta comes out onto the field, it is basically GG for you. It is recover 30% HP, 150% attack and defense, and effective against all types. No surprise there, as all Gogetas do. 70% chance of performing a critical hit. Randomly changes key spears to a certain type to rainbow key spears, so that is guaranteed. Then gain additional 2 key per rainbow key spear obtained. Key plus 5, reduce damage by 30%, and foresee enemy and super attacks for the first 5 turns from the start of turn. And basically what that implies is, so from turn 4, if you transform into Super Gogeta, for the next 5 turns until turn 9, Gogeta will have increased damage reduction, additional key, and also the ability to foresee enemy super attacks. So that is obviously super clutch for short-term events. It is helpful for long-term events, but not always the best, because obviously it does have a limit. So that is something to keep in mind. And of course, he has this nullification ability. Nullification nullifies enemies' melee super attacks within the same turn when performing an ultra super attack. It's not something that is very common that you will be seeing, because the main thing that you have to do first is, not only does the enemy have to have a melee based super attack, but Super Gogeta needs to attack first with his 18 key super attack, and then the super attack needs to be launched against you. The requirements to pop off this nullification is not really that great, and it's not really something that you should bet on, because not only do you need Gogeta out on the field, but then you also have to super attack with him first and hope the enemy can super attack you with a melee super attack to then therefore nullify it. Too many requirements in my personal opinion. That really is something that holds this Gogeta back. It's a nice gimmick, but it definitely could have been improved on a little bit more. But nonetheless, LR Super Gogeta is definitely a top 10 best unit in the game, without question. He is worth every single stone that you spend. And then if we take a look at his banner, he also introduces a new banner unit, the AGL Super Gotenks, or Super Saiyan Gotenks. This guy is definitely up there alongside some of the better banner units in the entire game. He is a great unit for Super Battle Road. And what he does is that he has a 30% chance of stunning enemies upon super attack. Then, as well as that, he also has high chance of performing a critical hit when facing only one enemy. Then launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance of becoming a super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. So basically, for Super Battle Road, when you're facing 2 or more enemies, it's obviously great because if you have an extra 50% chance of launching an additional super attack, you're gaining extra chances to stun the enemies. And also, this is an AoE super attack, therefore you are stunning all the enemies on the field, not just one enemy on the field. This unit is fantastic for Super Battle Road, as well as being a great support type unit for the time limit category, which basically is just the final trump card category, consisted of all the fusions, and that's basically it. It's just another fusion category mixed with Vitara and fusion category members, right? And that's basically it. But nonetheless, great banner unit. He definitely better than some of the recent banner units like Tech Piccolo, for example. Definitely, if you pull him, it is not a waste. I would highly recommend that. And then, obviously, we take a look at Gogeta's banner itself. We have a number of different things. So, of course, we have LR Super Gogeta, we have the new AGL Super Saiyan Gotenks, we have the return of LR Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. Obviously, they are still very, very good. A little bit outdated, but nonetheless, they are still very, very good. We have the return of the LR Go Bros. Like I said, outdated, but they are also still very good for most of the content that they're in. Now, for Global, this would be the first time that we see the return of the physical Super Saiyan Goten and Trunks unit. So I highly recommend, if you don't have him, you might pick him up with stones. He is still very, very, very good. And then, of course, we have the return of the Int transforming Gotenks, as well as the return of Tech JANEMBA and AGL Pycon. So that's obviously great. This would be... Is this the second time or third? This would be the second time, or like first time or second time that they return on Global Dokkan. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Nonetheless, great to have them back on Global Dokkan, so super excited to see that. And then, of course, we have the AGL Super Gogeta and the Int Super Gogeta as well returning. So overall, this is a pretty solid banner, I would say. Not the greatest, could have been better, but overall, this is a pretty good banner, all things considered. So I highly recommend you spend your stones on this banner. It will definitely not go to waste, I would say. Now, moving on, of course, a week later, we will have the release of the thank you banner, the Tanabata banner. Now, obviously, a lot of people are confused about this because this would return LR's UI Goku and LR Blue Evolution Vegeta to the field. This would be their first time returning on Global Dokkan since the 6th anniversary, and unfortunately, we probably won't see them return on Global Dokkan until like the 7th anniversary or something like that. So it's a little unfortunate, but here's the main gimmick with this banner, right? I do not recommend you put your stones towards this banner, because let's take a look at this banner. We have way too many units. We got, what, 5, wait, is it 6, 12, 18, 20 featured units on this banner. It's ludicrous how many units are on this banner. Now, of course, this banner will feature 5 Dokkan Fest LRs on this banner, of course. The Super Gogeta, UI Goku, Blue Evolution Vegeta, and of course the Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, and the Go Bros. And you're thinking like, oh wow, that's very good. But then you look at the rest of the banner, it's like, oh right, it's not that great. Visual Super Vegeta, not that great anymore. AGL Rose, it's okay. SCR Janemba's fantastic. You're outdated. You're awful. You're awful. You're still pretty solid. SCR Rose needs an easy A. You need an easy A. You need an easy A. You need an easy A. You're amazing. You need an easy A. You're meh. We'll go with that. So, the value of this banner is not great, and if you're trying to just pull UI Goku or Evolution Blue Vegeta or the new Super Gogeta, the likelihood of you pulling them is not great. However, like I mentioned in my previous video, we will be seeing the return of the Super Thank You tickets, those rainbow tickets you see right here on screen. They will be returning on Global Dokkan for exclusively this banner. That's one thing to keep in mind, considering what happened last time with the Super Thank You tickets, that they were offered for multiple banners, but they will not be featured on LR Super Janemba's banner. It is only for this thank you banner right here, so that is something to keep in mind. Now, over the course of the celebration, JP Dokkan received 21 of these Super Thank You tickets, which means 3 multi-summons on this banner. It's not great. There is no guarantee that Global will get the same amount, though. Usually, Global is a little more generous, so we could potentially see even more of the Super Thank You tickets, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. Nonetheless, this should be a banner that if you did not pull either UI Goku or Blue Evolution Vegeta from the celebration, from the 6th year anniversary, this is the time to use your red coins and buy them. We probably won't see them again until next July or something like that on Global Dokkan, so you need to make sure if you don't have either one of these units, you buy them right now when this banner goes live, like next week or something like that. So, for example, if Super Gogeta comes out on Friday the 5th, then realistically we'll see the thank you banner on Friday the 12th, right? It comes out a week afterwards, so that's something you should keep in mind. So like I said, do not spend your Dragon Stones on this banner. Spend your Super Thank You tickets on this banner instead. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, the final major celebration banner, of course, is the LR Super JANEMBA banner. Now, me personally, I don't usually recommend people to summon for summonable LRs during the celebration, but if you pull like Gogeta pretty early on, for example, I would strongly recommend you put your stones then towards the LR Super JANEMBA, because obviously this banner doesn't really look that great. Obviously, like there's not really a whole lot of great units on this banner, but JANEMBA himself is like, he's without question like the best defensive unit in the entire game still, without question, I would say. And outside of like AGL Full Power Frieza and STR Broly, JANEMBA is like the 3rd best extreme type villain in the entire game. So if you have some spare stones, I do strongly recommend you put your stones in to try for LR Super JANEMBA. If not, though, you have a million different summonable LRs that are going to be unfeatured on this banner at this rate, so it wouldn't be absolutely terrible, including also the possibility of LR Goku and Piccolo returning on the banner as well. So if you have some spare stones, I would not be against you putting your stones towards Super JANEMBA. He's an absolutely insane unit, but overall, you should be putting your stones more towards the LR Super Gogeta banner to try and pull for Super Gogeta himself. That is my final verdict on across all of these different banners. Feel free to disagree or whatnot. I can't decide what you do in the end. This is my personal recommendation for all of you global players that have been saving your stones. And also, one thing to keep in mind, of course, is that at the end of the month after this celebration, we will be seeing the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration. So if you pull Gogeta like really early on, then stop right there. Maybe that might even be another possibility, and then save your stones for the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration at the end of the month. Just something to keep in mind for you guys, right? And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.